What's going on, everybody? KingofDragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the highly anticipated Storm Collectible Mortal Kombat Scorpion figure. Now here we do have Scorpion in the packaging. You can see the figure itself along with some of his accessories here on the side. Really looking forward to this figure, and you can see right on the side we do have an image of Scorpion. And that same image continues onto this side. On this side we do get a really nice picture of the figure. It is Storm Collectibles 1/12 action figure. And then on the back we do get a little bio, but first we also do get a look at the figure. He does come with his Mortal Kombat 1 and 2 mask, the Bloody Spear, and the alternate skull head to perform his Hellfire fatality. And then on the bottom we do have a little bio. It says, "Get over here! Scorpion Hanzo Heihachi was once a member of the Japanese Shirai Ryu ninja clan. Given the name Scorpion for his deadly fighting skill, his life was blessed by the glorious combat and the name of his Grandmaster. His signature move is Spear and Hellfire. When his mask is away, his head is a flaming skull. Scorpion is one of the original characters since Mortal Kombat Classic." I did read that right. But anyway, we do have Scorpion in the packaging. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and then we'll go on to the rest of the figure. And I am so excited to show him off, so let's actually take a little break and get him out of the packaging. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Scorpion posed and out of the packaging. Before we get on to Scorpion, let's actually show off his accessories, because he does come with quite a few. For starters, let's actually take a look at his mask. His face mask is actually an accessory. You can see this is the Mortal Kombat 2 mask. He does come with the Mortal Kombat 1 mask, and I just dropped that. And they fit on with a peg, so you can easily just swap that out and peg that in. Let's see if I got it on the right side. Nope. You gotta like really get it in the right spot, and once you get it there, it should slide on like that. And here we have the Mortal Kombat 1 Scorpion, and again you can see the Mortal Kombat 2 mask with the vents. I really don't know which one I want to pose him with. I'm leaning toward the Mortal Kombat 2, but I kind of like the original MK1 mask, so he does come with both of these. And speaking of additional head pieces, he does come with the skull head. I think the one thing they missed out on with this release is giving us a mask that he can hold in his hand. And it is on a ball joint, or you can just pop that in. The skull head is a little trickier to get on. It's a little tighter on mine, but once it's there, and it does have a hinge, so you can open and close it, which works really well, especially when you get him with his next accessory that we're going to show you. I like how transitioning these just go hand in hand. When you have his mask, or his skull head on, you do get this really nice accessory. You get this base that it goes on the floor, and you get the fire piece that comes out, and it does kind of fit in with a little bit of pressure, and you can see it does hold on, so that's really good. And then once it's there, let's zoom the camera out so you can see when you have it finally set, you can pose Scorpion like he's actually throwing out his fatality. It doesn't tab into his mouth. You just basically have it rest right here, and it can, like I said, I'm not really doing my best to pose him, but you can see it does replicate that fire breath that he is known for the fatality, so that's a really nice accessory. So now that we got these out of the way, let's move on to his next accessories. Moving on to Scorpion's next accessories, he does come with a total of 8 hands, or technically 9, but he comes with 4 pairs of hands. You do get the 2 fist hands, then you get these partially open hands, these straight karate chop hands, and then these semi-closed hands. You can see the difference in them. And you do get a left and a right version of all these. The fist hands come packaging, and then we do get a right and a left of this hand. But then we also do get this one right hand, and it doesn't have a left hand pair, and that's basically so you can have him holding the spear. Let's actually get the spear in. And something I like about these hands is that they're made of this soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about stretching out the material. Be careful, because I'm pretty sure if you handle it too much it will tear on you. But yeah, you get this one hand that holds his wound up spear. So let's actually show what that looks like. And then once you have it, you can have him pose holding the spear, and I just need to find that peg. There we go. And now we have Scorpion actually holding his spear. And of course, if you don't want Scorpion holding his spear, you can always take this hand off. And then he also does come with this bloody spear. And yes, the move is called Bloody Spear, whatever you want to call it. You can see they did a good job painting the kunai at the tip. It's all covered in blood and done in this really nice silverish blue color. It's not really silver, but it's not really blue. It's kind of like a mix between the two. And then you can see it does loop around his wrist, and I really do like this little piece of engineering that they did. I found the best way to do this is you actually pop his wrist off that ball joint, and then you're going to slide the ball joint down, peg the hand back on, or peg the joint back on, then you're going to get the straight hand, you're going to put it on, hinge his hand up, and now we have him actually shooting the spear out, which looks phenomenal. Like, Storm Collectibles did a really good job replicating this from Scorpion. I really do like the engineering they did on this. This is a really nice piece. You can see that it doesn't disrupt the sculpt. It's not a clip that, it's obvious. It's secure. It's not going to move anywhere. It's a soft plastic, but I really wouldn't recommend molding it or trying to bend it in too many crazy ways. But yeah, that's just a really nice piece of engineering for you. And of course, when you're ready to pose them differently, you just pop it off, get the hand that you want. You don't have to peg him like that, but it's just an example of what you can do. But those are his accessories, so let's actually get him posed so we can go on to his details. And now we have Scorpion posed so we can go on to his details, and he is just a phenomenal figure. I know I've said that word a lot, but he is a really nice figure. Storm Collectibles did a really excellent job with this figure, and I cannot wait to see what they did with Ryu. I still have Ryu on pre-order, but he hasn't technically come out on Big Bad Toy Store. But just a really nice figure. The paint's absolutely gorgeous on this figure. It's just so well executed that it's really hard to find a flaw in this figure. And speaking of which, let's actually show off his details, starting at the head, and then we'll work our way down, because that's the way we do it on this channel. Okay, let's just get the camera posed so we can show off his details. All we need is a camera to focus, and there we go. You can see they did a really good job painting his face. The eyes are really well done. They do have that red outline around them. And you see it, I have him with the MK1 mask. I don't know which one I'm going to have him posed with yet, but it is an option to have him with the MK1 or MK2 mask. And then you can see his tunic is also textured. It's not just a soft sculpting, it's really sculpted in there. You can see even his little quilted pads right here. They're all sculpted, so it's just really nice. He has the armband on both arms. We get to his wrist guards, and you can see there's some dry brushing on them, so it looks like there's some battle damage on there. And I don't know how they did this, but the way they sculpted his tunic right here, it's sculpted so that it looks like it's actual fabric, but it actually does look nice when you move his torso. You can see it doesn't fold or bunch up. It looks natural, and I really am impressed that they were able to do that. Coming down to to his legs. There is a little bit of paint on his legs. It's not just the way the light is reflecting off them. There is some paint on his pants here. And then his shin guards, really nicely done. You can see that really nice black wash that they executed perfectly on him. It's really hard to get black paint on yellow, and they did a really good job right here. It's a really good job on Scorpion. By far one of the best figures I own to date, and let's actually move on to his articulation, because he has a lot of articulation. Besides looking nice, Storm Collectibles actually went the distance and gave us a really articulated figure, and let's actually try to show that all off. If I missed something, I apologize for that in advance, but let's actually try to run down his articulation. His head is on a ball joint. You can look up and down, left and right, side to side. You can see that's all the movement on that ball joint. And you can move it forward and back, because it's kind of like a barbell. You have the ball peg here and down here, so it is like a barbell joint. And then you can actually move his head about that far down. You can get his head looking that far up, although it does kind of break up the sculpt. You can see there's really nothing there. And I think I popped the head off. This neck piece actually is a separate piece. You can actually move that off the ball joint, you can see. And then the way they engineered this is that it tucks in, so that when you look at it from the back, you really can't tell that it's a separate piece. And then when you move it forward, it still looks natural. So this is just an engineering marvel for action figures. But we do have a ball jointed head, looks left, right, up, down. Every direction you want his head to move, he does. We get onto his torso, to his arms, and they're on a ball hinge. But they're also on a ball joint. You can see the hinge right there. But you also do get a ball joint in that arm. So you can actually move his arm all around. His arm can actually come out about that far forward. You can go that far back. It hinges up and down. Like I said, moves pretty well on that ball joint. He does have a traditional bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, which works pretty well. And then he has a ball hinge peg for the hand. Let's actually show that off. What I mean, he has a ball joint that pegs into the forearm, which, let's get his gauntlet on. It pegs into the forearm, so you do get that added ball joint movement at the wrist. And then because it is on a hinged peg, you can have him have a vertical hinge or a horizontal hinge. So it just depends on what you really want him to have. Plus he does have that additional ball joint. So again, really, really well executed. And his hands are all soft plastic, so you don't have to worry about him breaking the peg right here, because the hands do catch, but they don't. Like I said, they're all soft, so you don't have to worry about them breaking the peg off. When we get to his torso, he does have a ball joint. He can look back that far. He can look forward that much. There is a little bit of gapping, but it's really not that big of an issue, because you can actually shift his torso so it covers up that gap. Then we do have a joint here in the torso. Right down here, he does have a separate ball hinge. You can see that moves really well. And then we get to his legs, and they're also on a ball joint. So, and it's just insane because he doesn't have a floating piece right here, so his legs are just free to... He has free range movement in his legs. They can go forward about that far. He can do the perfect split, you can see that. And then the tunic is a soft material that it's not going to get in the way too much. You can see it actually moves pretty well. So legs go forward about that far, go back all the way. You do gotta worry that and make sure that his tunic doesn't get caught in those joints. But he swivels at the thigh. He has double joints in the knee. And then we get to his foot. He has a hinge in the foot, but he also has a ball joint. And that ball joint does allow you to shift his foot forward and get more range in that movement. So that's really phenomenal. And then we get back here, shift his leg back like that, and you get more movement going back. So that ball peg is just really nice. It does give him the slight rocker ankle. So you can see, not a true rocker ankle, but it is good enough. And then we do got a toe hinge, which I'm okay with. I'm not a fan of toe hinges, but for Scorpion, it works. And again, just a really nice figure. So what I'm going to do now is take a moment, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. So sit tight, everyone. And here we have Scorpion posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I have no bad things to say about this figure. Scorpion is indeed a very well done figure. He is almost perfect in every way. My one and only gripe is that he does not come with an alternate mask for him to hold when he has the flaming skull head. If he had that, that would be absolutely perfect, but as he stands, he is very much a well-rounded figure. If you do not have this guy in your collection, I really do recommend you hunt him down, especially if you're a Mortal Kombat fan like myself. Scorpion is my favorite character to use, so I just had to pick him up. When I saw the pre-orders on him, I was a little iffy because, you know, Storm Collectibles really didn't have too many, you know, 1/12 scale figures, but he is just very well done. He's a lot bigger than most of your import figures. In fact, he's actually close to 7 inches in height. But if you're lucky enough to have this guy in your collection, you know what I mean on how phenomenal he is. I've used that word a lot, phenomenal. I did pick mine up on BigBadToyStore.com, and unfortunately at the time I'm making this review, all their stock of Scorpion and the special edition Scorpion is sold out. In fact, I actually waited a little too long and I had to get the substandard shipping, so his box was a tiny bit dinged up, but I have the figure in hand and I do recommend him. If you're a Mortal Kombat fan, or if you just want to see what this figure is all about, do pick him up. And with that being said, I'm KingofDragons 5000 saying don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, check out all my other action figure reviews, all my import videos, domestic figures. I try to have things up every other day, at least 3 times a week, so be on the lookout for that. And with that being said, I'm KingofDragons 5000, and I'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone.